Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. So, the main story that actually goes anywhere is the whole Charlotte shooting. Anna shot Charlotte by accident, which I'm going to sit there and say this again. This is all Valentine's fault, right? And, it happens. Danny comes in right afterwards. They get, they get the ambulance over there. They take it to the hospital. What I don't understand, okay, Anna, what the hell are you doing there? You already guilt ridden that you shot a child, right? What made you think that your presence was a good idea for you to be there? I don't understand that. But she goes there, and eventually, because Valentine sees what happened, he goes down to, they all go down to the hospital. And then towards the end, Valentine turns around and he's like, "How could you do this?" And I'm like, "Bro, are you kidding me? Did you really just?" And now, part of me, you know me, I don't do slack. I don't do grace. It's not my thing. Part of me wants to sit there and give him a bit of grace because he's a father. He's not thinking clearly. He's running on emotions. He's scared for his daughter, so he snaps at her. Right? Okay, I can get that. I can get behind that. And then I'm also sitting there looking at it. I'm like, bro, listen, when you calm down, this is all your fault. Okay, this is all your fault. You knew the state of mind that she was in. You knew that there was a possibility that all this stuff that was going on with the exception of the shooting was a possibility that it was your daughter. You chose to say nothing. Okay, you've been lying to this woman for God knows how long. So for you to come out your mouth and to sit there and say, "How could you?" No, bro. How could you? How could you do that? How could you do that to your girl? How could you do that to your so-called girlfriend? But like I said, he's a father, he's in shock. So I'm giving him a little bit of that leeway. Once things calm down, he needs to sit there and really look in the mirror. Um Unfortunately, this is where everything else just kind of goes downhill. But well, Diana, Esme wants to leave. Esme wants to leave. She wants to leave, and she tells Laura that she's becoming attracted to Spencer, and it's more than probably just the physical. Just more about him, just more on the physical level, as opposed to it being something familiar to her. And she wants to sit down and latch on to anything that's familiar to her. So Laura's like, "All right, fine, I understand." But she's like, "Listen, if you're gonna be moving out, I'll sit there and help you with your rent." She's like, "No, no, no, I couldn't do it." It's like, "No, no, 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 boo, 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 boo. You're not." You're a receptionist. You're not actually in a position to sit there and bother. Be like, "No, no, no, I got this." Like, no, right now you need this. Um, and Nicholas is, just being the usual deadbeat dad in this case. So yeah, you need this. I was gonna sit there and say Laura as in Laura, right? So Carly explains to Drew how he was able to get out, how he was able to, why he was free in the first place. Talk about John Kim, the F ups he was doing, and how they was going to sit there and use that against him. And so, Drew's like, "Hey, listen, I'm on probation for 6 months." And she's upset, but she does blame herself. The whole thing is like, him almost being near death. She feels bad for that. And granted, she should feel bad for that because, she did it, but whatever. Now, here's something that I know a lot of people, and this is something I've said about Drew as far as, him putting Carly first before his daughter. Granted, it's who knows how late it is at night. He said he was going to sit there and see Scout in the morning. And I've read the comments, people saying, oh, he's choosing Carly over his daughter. He should have saw his daughter first. And I'm like, it's late. Okay, he doesn't want to sit there and wake up his child. I understand that. He did sit there and say he was going to see her in the morning. In the previews, he did sit there and talk to Sam about how he could, he has a lot of making up to do. I'm like, yeah, you should probably start with your daughter and then at some point get around to Carly. So you got that going on. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that Jake was Danny at one point. I really did. Um, but Danny Smith there blaming himself, and Sam is like, it's not your fault. You're a child. You're not responsible for Smith there keeping track of Charlotte. You're not. She's 15 years old. She's gonna do what she's gonna do. Dante's there. He questions Anna, and that's pretty much all he does. And he tells Sam that Charlotte got shot. Liz and Finn, well, they do their usual Liz and Finn stuff, which is nothing. Nothing. They don't really do too much of anything. Austin's there, but he's just there to sit there and take care of Charlotte. Other than that, or how actually tell you the truth, I think he actually had more use. And he actually had more use in the episode than Finn and Liz. And again, I know I've said this before, but I just don't understand why Anna needs to be there. I understand that you want to, hear an update to make sure that she was okay, but your presence wasn't needed. And honestly, tell you the truth, I don't think it was really wanted. It was really wanted. So finally, Chase and Brooklyn, they sat there and they talked about Tracy. And for the first time in a long time, Brooklyn started to sit there and see where Tracy was coming from. Granted, what she did, she didn't like, but she knew that her heart was in the right place. And Chase is like, why don't you sit there and take the company and then just sign it over to Lucy and your friends or whatever. But Brooklyn's like, yeah, that's not going to happen because, you know, Tracy wouldn't let her do something like that. Um, yeah, that was pretty much about it. I mean, Chase did sit there and call her the Wicked Witch of the West, and Brooklyn did defend her, and I'm just like, not that long ago, you would have been the one that's there saying that. That's actually pretty much about it. Let me just double check my notes. I feel like that's about it. I feel like I'm missing someone, but they're not gonna also sit there and say I don't think they really did that much in this episode anyway, so I don't think they're really worth mentioning. But I don't know. I feel like that's pretty much about it. If I did miss anything, you know what to do. Come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll sit there and talk about all the shows, GA's, Days, B&B, and Y&R. That is Young and Restless, Days of Our Lives, Born and Beautiful, and of course GH. With that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.